Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and a very happy birthday to Chewy, who is, I think, Melissa's dog and a friend of Sandra and Nala, at least remotely. So Nala is Sandra's dog, and they construct puzzles together. And Chewy is Melissa's dog and is having a 12th birthday today. So here's Chewy solving a puzzle, apparently, which is fantastic. You go, Chewy. And I think Chewy's birthday is actually tomorrow, but by the time this comes out, probably will be there. So happy birthday, Chewy, fantastic. And this puzzle is dedicated to Chewy by Sandra and Nala and is called Chewy the Frisbee Detective and comes with a bit of a story, which I shall read in a moment. Not that long, don't worry. Now, on Patreon, you can already see Simon battling for over 2 hours with Jesper's incredible circle sums puzzle. It is brilliant and well worth a watch. And I hear that he has recorded himself doing a video for over 3 hours. We don't quite know what we're going to do with that in the end. We honestly don't know at the moment. And I'm looking forward to finding out what becomes of it and what's in the video. Interesting. So keep an eye on this space and check in with Patreon, where there's always lots of extra content anyway. The link is under the video, along with the link to all our apps and to Sven's Sudoku pad and our merchandise, which are fantastic things. But I'm now going to read you what happens in Chewy the Frisbee Detective by Sandra and Nala. If you call up the link, you will get this version of the puzzle. I have trouble adjusting that because bringing it into our software with a fog puzzle is tricky. So I'm not going to do that. You can play the version that Sandra sent us. But the card version of the rules on this video will be more succinct. But here is the full text. Nala is about to let Chewy in on her secret frisbee finding techniques. She's become sort of a pro at tracking them down because her owner is so notoriously bad at throwing the frisbees. They land in the most unexpected places, and sometimes real detective work is needed to discover their whereabouts. Sometimes, Nala tells Chewy, it's easy enough to connect a few dots, and there they are. But at other times, she continues, you have to combine clues and find recurring patterns to find them. Wow, Chewy can't wait to become a real frisbee detective as well, and his first practice is about to start right now. Normal Sudoku rules apply. 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Entering correct digits will clear the fog from surrounding cells, possibly revealing more clues. I mean, I do hope it will reveal more clues, because those two aren't probably going to do the job. And here are some clues. If an arrow is present in a cell, the digit in the cell the arrow comes from appears in the grid in the direction of the arrow at a distance of n cells, where n is the digit in the arrow's cell. And there is an example, so don't panic about that text. Row 3, column 4 has an arrow pointing to the left. So if row 3, column 4 was a 2, then the digit below that arrow, let's say it was an 8, would appear 2 cells away from here in the direction we're pointing. 1, 2, we would put an 8 there. And this is the slingshot rule. I think possibly Stefan Bure's original on the channel, of course. And that's how it works. Now, that 8 would also appear in some cell designated by that. So it's an interesting point. Each line in the grid, now we haven't seen any of those yet, each line in the grid will be a palindrome. The sequence of digits along a palindrome reads the same from both ends, and each line is a single palindrome of a unique colour. Digits in cells connected by a white dot are consecutive. Digits in cells connected by a black dot are in a 1:2 ratio. Not all possible dots are given. Okay, we will have a go at this and wish Chewy a very happy birthday for tomorrow. And let's get cracking. So, it is interesting. Okay, you'd think that there's literally virtually nothing to go on. But there are things to go on here. So, the first thing I would do is to observe that whatever digit is there It has to be in one of these 3 cells, and the distance from that cell is 1, 2, or 3. Therefore, so that will be the number in the arrow cell. Similarly, up here, we're looking at those 3 cells, and it's 1, 2, or 3. But of course, this is the same digit that has to appear both in those 3 cells and in those 3 cells. So it's clearly got to appear on the overlap here. Those are the same digit, and that is 1 cell away from these digits. So I can put 1 in both of those and clear some fog, and we find an enormous palindrome, a white dot, and another slingshot. Right, this other slingshot is saying that 1 is the digit that appears somewhere up here. Well, it can't appear there by Sudoku, so it's in one of those 2 cells, which are 2 or 3 away. Now, what's going on with this palindrome? This is both ends of the same palindrome. So that isn't actually an unhelpful digit. Now, we don't know how long the palindrome is. But we've got an interesting clue that these 2 yellow cells are the same. So it seems quite likely that that is the middle of the palindrome. In which case this can't be a 1. Now, I'm not sure about that. Let me just, yes, okay. I'm getting sure about that. So where can this palindrome possibly go in the fog? We've been told that each coloured line is a single palindrome of a unique colour. So it goes up to that cell, and on this end it goes to that cell. Now it's got to join up, and you could theoritise that it could go round the whole grid before joining up. But as well as being practically impossible, I don't know that that actually matters. Yeah, it would matter actually. Okay, as weird as it is, I think we're going to have to rule out this possibility. Oh, I tell you what you could do. You could notice that in this cell, I will move my cursor out of it, there is a tiny little bit of palindrome line that reveals much more sensibly that this kind of pipe dream of the palindrome going around the whole grid is nonsense. Let me just see if I can prove that. So if this was a 1, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cells away. And yellow would be 1, 2, 3, 4 cells away from this end. So 1, 2, 3, yellow there, 4, 5, 6, 7, I don't know, 8, 9. You could have a 1 there. It's an interesting idea. I mean, I know morally that 1 is not here, because assuming that this is the center of the palindrome, which I'm pretty sure it is. I don't know. I'd rather do something else first. Is there anything else one could do? The trouble with the fog puzzle is obviously so little is revealed that there's almost nothing you can ever do apart from the clues you are given. So just thinking about those or this. So if that was a 1, this would be a 2. And that 1 would be replicated, so it would have to be down here somewhere. 1, 2, 3, so from the beginning, counting the end as a cell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this would go 1, 2, 3, 4. I suppose, yeah, it could jump across 5, 6, 7, 8. You could have a 1 here. Whoa, I don't know. Seems incredibly unlikely that that can be a 1, but have we definitely ruled it out? These are the same cell on the palindrome. I think it is ruled out. Yeah, if we went... One, two, three, four. We'd be going 1, 2, 3, 4. Those would be opposite those. But they'd be okay. That's really interesting. 5, 6, 7, 5. Oh, where would yellow go? So we'd have had a yellow here. The next yellow would have to be somewhere like here. Yeah, that's really interesting. I mean, it's quite deep, but it won't work. So what I was postulating was a really long palindrome that sort of went around the grid and joined up here. And it won't work because of the yellow cell. That can be is the fourth cell in this direction. So it could be the fourth cell, it could be here. But then it's the next digit. No, then there's got to be another yellow cell after 4 more cells. One, two, three, then a yellow cell. And that would have to be somewhere down here. And you've now postulated a 1 there and a 1 there. You'd be having to go backwards to get the 1. And you just couldn't make this work. It is too complicated to work. It's a lovely idea. I don't know if that's in the actual solution path, but basically this cannot be a 1 in a complicated manner. So this is the 1. I mean, if you just take or if you observe that little corner of this cell has a palindrome in it, you know exactly how long the palindrome is. It accords with this palindrome length. It makes that the center. It's all fine, and this must be a 1. It is fairly straightforward. So whether you do the very long cumbersome way round or not, that's right. This is a 3 now, because that's how many cells it's pointing up there. Right, this is a black dot sequence. So this digit is 2 or 4, but it can't be 2 because one of those would be 1. So it's a 4. These are a 2-8 pair. Now, this can't be a 2 because that would be saying that a 4 is 2 cells away. It's this digit that's being slung by the slingshot. And this is quite nice in a fog puzzle when a slingshot slings a 4 8 cells away from there, right into the corner. That's a 4. And we get fog cleared a long way away. This is the beauty of frisbee throwing. And look, we've found one frisbee already up here. That is another good reason I could not port the puzzle into our software. I wouldn't be able to replicate the frisbees. And they're very artistic, as always, with Sandra. Now, anyway, stop waffling, Mark, and do some Sudoku. Can that be a 4? So, oh no, look, we've got a digit on the palindrome. That 2 goes here. Then yellow. Then I was wondering if this could be a 4. And it can't, because its equivalent on the palindrome is there. So this is the 4 in row 3, and that's going to clear more fog. And we found another frisbee. Hurrah. We've got a 1 in one of these cells. Oh, that's very interesting. 1 cannot go in either of those arrow cells because it would put that digit there, which would cause a box clash, or it would put that digit there, which would cause a box clash. So 1 must go there, and that clears a little more fog and reveals nothing. Now this pair of digits on a black dot are not 1, 2, clearly. If they involve a 4, the 4 is here, and the 2 or 8 is here. Otherwise, they're 6, 3 in that order because of this 3. So now, 4 or 6 gets slung by this slingshot down here. So it's not 4, because that can't appear twice in the column. So that's a 6. That's a 3. I don't know where it gets... Well, maybe I do. This can't be 1, 3, 2, or 4. That's beautiful. That has to be a 5, and it's throwing the frisbee down to here, 6. Now this black dot that we've just revealed doesn't have 3 or 6 or 1. So it does have a 4, and it's either 2, 4 or 4, 8. We don't know anything. How many cells is that flinging something? Not 1, 2, 3 or 4. And that would be to all of those places. So it's either, oh, excuse me, so annoying. Sorry about that. So it was, this cell was either being slung 5 cells to there. That's not the only possibility. Now, it can't be slung 7 cells to there because this would be another 4, but it could be a 2 being slung 6 cells to there. So that is a 5 or a 6. If it's a 6, this is a 2. Ah, there's a 3 in one of these 2 cells. Can that be here on the palindrome? No, because that would be here. So we get the 3 done up here, and that's going to clear 1 cell of fog and reveal nothing, of course. Now, this is a white dot that I hadn't thought about. The even digit on that dot is a 6. So yellow is 5, 6 or 7. This yellow sees those 2. So yellow has become 7. This white dot is 6. These 2 cells, both on the palindrome, are 5 and 9, which puts 5 or 9 there and 5 or 9 here. This cell is the middle of the palindrome and so totally useless. Now, these are the 2 digits that this slingshot might be achieving. So this digit is now 5, 9 or 2 to be slung into those positions, but 5 and 9 are both in this row, so that digit in row 3, column 8 has to be a 2. It's being slung to there, we can count that 6 away. And now 6 is being slung into one of these 2 positions by Sudoku, which are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 cells away, so this must be a 5. And here is the fog clearing 6. Excellent. 8 in box 3 is there, that's just Sudoku. 7, 9 there. This is a 2, 5, 6 triple. That is a naked 2, and that's a 5, 6 pair. This has become a 9 since we got the 5, so we can complete the palindrome now. Although actually just Sudoku did that for us. These digits are 3, 7 and 8. Remember, this one on the palindrome doesn't have an equivalent because it's the center. No good thinking about that. Now, again, a white dot. Now, I'm not going to not going to forget my normal technique with these white dots, which is to remember they must have 1 odd and 1 even digit. The even digit on this one is not 4, 6 or 8. It is 2, and we know it doesn't go here, so I can put in a 2 here. That is a 1 or a 3, but here we go with the same trick where it can't create a box clash, and 1 would often do that. Luckily, these ones didn't create box clashes, but a 1 here would. It would put the same digit there and there. So that's a 3. This is a naked 9. Then we've got 1 and 7 down here. 9, 3, 2, 6. We've got this new pink palindrome, but we don't know anything about its... Well, do we know anything about its end? We know it must end in the fog down here somewhere. That's probably not enough information yet. This is a naked digit, meaning, again, it sees all the other Sudoku digits either in its row, column, or box, and that has to be a 2. And then there's 4 and 8 left in the column, in the row. 2, 3, 1, 5. Look, we've used all the odd digits there for some reason. So these are all the even digits. A couple of them can't be 6 by Sudoku. That can't be 2. Oh, no, I've done that slingshot. So I think I've used all the slingshot clues I've been given. No, I haven't. I haven't used this one. This is slinging a 9, 3 cells to there. Here's another frisbee. Chewy is getting great at this frisbee detection. He's already found 3 of them. Now, 7, 2, 5, 9. And we've found, oh no, we've got the end of this palindrome. Now that might be interesting. And that end of the palindrome is somewhere here in the fog. Either in that cell or this cell. So this palindrome, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 cells. It can't be 6 cells because the 2 central cells would have to be the same. So it's only 5 cells. That's one end of the palindrome. We'll give it a little colour. These cells have to be the same. And therefore they're not going to be 2s. They are going to be a 4-8 pair. And this digit is not revealed by that. But we've got a 4-8 pair in this box. I can place 1 now in the box. And in fact, I can place 7 and 5. That 5 is in this orange cell. And that's good progress. So 7 looks up to the top. This is a 3-9 pair. This is 2, 4 or 8. And it's a new slingshot. So it can't be an 8 or it would sling the frisbee out of the grid. And Chewy would have a heck of a time finding it. So that is 2 or 4, but it can't be 4 because one of these black dot digits must be 4. So that's a 2. It's slinging a 5 to here. That's not a 2. This is not a 2 either because of the 2 we've just placed. And here we go again with a white dot and an odd digit here. Well, okay, 3, 7 or 9. Doesn't actually tell me as much as I wanted. So what am I missing now? That is a naked single. It sees all the odd digits in its row, 2, 4, 8 in its column, so it's a 6. These 2 are 4 8s to complete the row. And here then, we have a 4, 8 pair, 7, 2, 5, 9. This is a 1, 3, 6 triple. Oops, 1, 3, 6, 5, 2. This can't be 6, so now that's a 4, 8 pair. I could start colouring these 4 8s against each other, but I don't know if it's going to be necessary. I won't do it till it becomes necessary. Oh, we've got a 7 there. We've had that for ages. So this is 3 or 9. Now let's look up this column. We still need a 4. Okay, 4 is going to go in one of these cells. That's causing an X-wing with a 4 over there, and that means the 4 in row 7 is now in one of these 2. Probably not going to help actually, but it was an interesting observation. Now, if I again just check for me that I've completed all the slingshot information. I think I actually have at the moment. So, there's something else going on for us to discover. Okay, maybe it's time to colour. Yeah, I'm going to colour these. Let's get rid of the colours on 5s and 7s because they're done. Let's colour purple against green in 4s and 8s. Purple, green, purple, green, and this is purple. And I don't know if that helps anybody. This is green. Oh yeah, it does. Look, this cell is seeing both purple and green. Actually, it's seeing them both in the column. I got it by seeing them once in the row and once in the column, but it was fine. That's a 2. That's a 6. The 2 is going to put a 2 here by Sudoku. We've got a 4, 8 pair in this column. Actually, if the colouring has done nothing else, it's alerted me to 4, 8 pairs in columns, and there's quite a lot of them. We need a green 4 or 8 in one of those 2 cells. And in one of those 3. I don't know which is which. Okay, we still haven't done this. But we've now got a 3, 9 pair here. So that is 1 or 7, given that it sees the 3, 9 pair and 8, 4. 1. This is 4, 7 or 8. This one, 3, 9, 5, 2, 6, 4, is 1, 7 or 8. I'm sure I'm missing something very clear and obvious here. Is it a slingshot? Is it a dot? Is it a... It's not going to be a frisbee, is it? I don't know. 1, 2, 6. I think it's just Sudoku. Somewhere I'm missing Sudoku. 2, 4, 5, 9, 6. Oh, we've got a very interesting finish coming up, and that is quite possible. Okay, we've got this 3, 9 pair, which causes an effective white dot between those cells, which causes a non-white dot between those cells, the opposite of a white dot. Ah, I've got 5 looking up at the top of the grid. There we go. That makes this a 6. 5, 1, 7, 2, 6. So down the middle, this is 1, 3 or 7. 2, 4, 5, 9, 6. It hasn't changed this digit. 6, 2 and 5. Can I put a 5 in here? Yes, I can, and that will clear the last of the fog. That is, in fact, the last 5 the grid needs. Here's the final frisbee. 4 frisbees found by Chewy today, and this is going to be absolutely key. Another slingshot, and we've got the problem with 1, which would give us a box clash. So that is a 7. Every frisbee throw is very hard here. Well done, Sandra. Good arm. So we've got 1 and 3 there by Sudoku. Whichever digit it is being slung into there. So these have to be the same, and they must be 3s. We're not going to get a 3 in the corner, guys. We get 9 there instead. This can't be a 7, so we can place 9 here. I could colour these for sort of completeness with the unknown 4s and 8s. Now, this 7-1 pair's been done. This has to be a 3, and that's going to fix all the non-4-8 digits that we have going on, I think. That's become a 9, and here we go. We now know purple is 8 on the white dot. Green is 4. Let's get rid of the colours because they've done their job now. And this digit completes its row. It's a 1. This digit completes its row. It's an 8. We need a 4 and a 7. And we're going to finish off at the top. Lovely puzzle, as always, from Sandra and Nala. And it says, double congratulations, Chewy. Firstly, because it's your 12th birthday, and we hope that you have an amazing day. And secondly, because you proved to be an amazing frisbee detective. And solve counter of 6. So I hope a few more people get to do this puzzle now. Because that's good. That's lovely fog puzzle by Sandra and Nala. Very much worth recommending. The Fog of War book, the deluxe edition of which will be out within a week's time. So that's really good news. And absolutely delighted to have the chance to do that today. We will see you again tomorrow for more Sudoku fun, maybe with fewer frisbees flying across the grid and fewer dogs. But you never know. We'll see you then. Bye for now.